G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cold Waters with Mags, and hopefully we have just managed to intercept our target convoy. Fingers crossed, this time. So, as per our last mission, or last video, what we're actually after here at the moment is a resupply fleet. So we're looking for transports and sub-tenders, likely with a surface escort, possibly with a subsurface escort as well. We can't discount the possibility of running into submarines out here, so... No, that doesn't line up on this line. That will be a... Yeah, it's a Chilkin.
On our new contact bearing 047, designated Sierra 3.
Okay, so these are not... What do we got here? Double line close to the front.
079, designated Sierra 4.
That is something hunting me. That is anti-submarine warfare. Crester at a guess.
Sierra 3 is classified as escort.
I'm going to continue my left-hand turn a little bit here because I need a better angle on that Crester. Should probably retract the turn array and redeploy it after we make the turn here. Sierra 4 is... I am not entirely sure, to be honest. Sov. We've got a Sov. Okay, so...
Sierra 4 is classified as
well, that is 2 transports and 2 escorts, although it's significantly smaller than I would have expected for a resupply fleet. Alright, that should be tight enough. We should be fine. Redeploy the towed array. At the moment, from the information that we have, we're reading 10.8 kiloyards, and it can't see us on active. But we haven't got much of a solution. Ambient noise is at 106. Alright, that helps. That's going to make it a little bit harder for him to hear. In fact, what are we at? About 125 or 150. Alright.
Helm, steady course.
Make depth 1008 dive by.
Go up for 100 feet and I'll stop it part way until we just get up into the duct. The thermal layer on the duct are probably messing up our ability to pick these guys up. We want to get a nice clear look, so I'll stop at about 120. That should hopefully get the towed array above the thermal layer. We can't go too close to the surface, otherwise the noise of the waves messes up the microphones. Alright, so that's the Sov. It's running at 11 knots. According to this, it's at 42 kiloyards with a 68% solution. It's a long way out at the moment.
Con sonar new contact bearing 082, designated Sierra 5.
What are you? Another transport, or are we an escort? Or are you a submarine?
Con sonar new contact bearing 071.
6.
6.
Can't find a match for this one. Oh, there it is. It's cannon.
Con sonar Sierra 5 is classified as escort.
And I reckon... yeah, thought so. Another Chilkin. Alright, so that brings us up to 3 escorts and 3 transports. This is looking more likely. Still not getting much on this one. I'm a little concerned about that. We're only at 61. Range is at 9.9. Conditions.
New contact bearing 064.
There's a Sierra 7. that active is getting awfully close to being able to detect us. Let's get a quick ID on Sierra. Well, that was easy. We've got a Chilkin. Alright, confirm that. Alright, so that is looking far more promising. That is our targets there. I am actually going to reload that tube with another torpedo. Now, we're actually running fairly low on torpedoes at the moment. Weapons-wise, we've got 10. We're now going to have 4 in the tubes, and we've got 6 in storage. We do have 125As. I haven't used these before. I have heard that these might be nuclear tipped, or they are meant to be nuclear tipped. Considering nothing nuclear has ever been modelled in the game before, I'm suspecting these will be conventional warheads. These are Sea Lance, I think of what they are. They're basically a supersonic missile that you fire that, once it reaches its target destination, deploys an anti-submarine torpedo. So you can take a shot at long distance. Now, I've also been told that apparently they can be unreliable picking up surface ships. They like to hunt just submarines. I don't know about that. I haven't used one before, but I'm not about to fire these things off now without knowing what they're going to do, because yeah, I need to find a more acceptable target to actually test these on. Alright, so we're going to go active and surface running on all torpedoes. They're probably going to hear this. We're going to fire our port torpedo tubes first. One is away. Now, the reason why port first is our submarine. The submarine is actually modelled, or the ships are actually modelled, including our subs, as blocking some sonar. It's why when they're in tight groups like this, you might have a target that suddenly appears in the center that you would think you would normally be able to hear. So you can use the hull of your own submarine to actually block the sound of your torpedoes launching. Unfortunately, when we fire off these ones, they're probably going to hear these, if they're close enough to hear at all. Now, I'm going to try and take... going to go north. So I want 3 to go north, 1 to go south. The south is going to take on the cannon. I'm going to send 1 after the Cresta, and then the other 2 are going to go for the Zebek and the lead Chilkin. And the reloads from hopefully the cannon and the Cresta will go for the 2nd and 3rd Chilkins. That only leaves the Sov, and that's assuming, and we do have to make an assumption on this, that these are all going to do exactly what I want them to do and kill ships on impact and not leave anything alive, which isn't by any means 100% guarantee. Now I'm going to turn this one straight south now. The cannon is getting too close, and I want to make sure that torpedo is coming from this direction, so the counterfire is coming from somewhere else. Start turning these north. Now, somebody asked in the comment section of my last video on Cold Waters, how come the torpedoes run for so long? Am I running a mod to increase that? No, this is how the torpedoes actually run. The torpedoes in Cold Waters, the Mark 48s, have 2 modes modelled. I'm not sure how many they have in real life, but they have 2 modes here. The first is this, which is, I suppose the best way to describe it is navigational mode. You set a waypoint via the wire, the cable that connects your submarine to each torpedo, and they will head towards that waypoint, and that's all they do. Even though I've got all the active sonar set down here, and I've got instructions on how to engage all programmed in, it will not pay any attention to, well, really anything at this point. Cross that one down. They also run slower. They use a more conservative propulsion system at the time, or they're using a lower power propulsion system at the time. So you can see our run time down here is actually 30 minutes. They will quite happily go around for half an hour in this mode. The second they activate, you essentially half the activation time, or half the propulsion time, because they kick into high gear and they go up to max speed. So they drop from 30 minutes down to 15 minutes instantly. And that is how long these things run for. Alright. Time to start heading in on the cannon. We haven't got exactly 100% solution on it, but 64, I can work with that. Now I'm going to turn 4 in on the Cresta. And we're going to turn everything else in now for the fleet. I'm kind of hoping we actually do come across a submarine, because if we do, I'm going to use one of these. I'm going to drop a Sea Lance on them and see what happens, because I haven't used one. But I've been told that they don't work with ships. So I don't want to fire them off, waste them, and at the same time, whenever you fire anything that breaches the surface while there's a surface ship around, it essentially televises your exact location, so they'll know exactly where to fire all of their rocket-propelled torpedoes, and I would rather not play that particular game of dodge. So, I've actually lost a bit of the Cresta here. Got torpedoes in the water. Either the Cresta or the cannon has detected our torpedoes. We should see countermeasures. It's the cannon. So the cannon is firing hopefully down in this direction. We saw the transient just pop up there. Don't know where it's going. Hopefully it's going where I want it to. The Cresta is likely to turn south and look at this one. Alright, so now we can do a little bit of wire control. We saw the transient, so we know the target is over here somewhere. And the rest of these are going to start getting some really odd sonar signals, because there's a counterfire or transient off the Cresta. They're all going to be starting to turn. And the sound modelling in cold waters is actually pretty good, so there's going to be some disturbances in the quality of our solutions. Right. There we go, it looks like it's locked the countermeasure, so I'll see if I can get it. It's picked up the countermeasure again. No, it's still going for the countermeasure. Alright, 3 has now acquired one. 4 has shifted through to the Cresta. 4 is all over the shop. It's struggling between the countermeasures and the actual live target. We can see the live target, so we'll give it a little bit of a prompt. Hopefully that'll be enough. Now, 1 and 2. And 2 is going to be... Okay, hopefully that works. 4's tracking on a countermeasure again, so we'll give it a little bit of a... Oh, it looks like the cannons... Actually, I believe the cannon may not even have countermeasures. So the cannon is in a world of trouble. Torpedoes, anti-missile guns... Nope. She's noisy and she doesn't have countermeasures, so she's in a lot of trouble. Cresta is making things difficult. Come on, impact. Impact on Cresta. Looks like she survived. That's unfortunate. We can do something about that though. Cannon's dead. There's the Cresta burning over there at the moment, and she's still trying to maneuver, but she's got a little bit of a problem at the moment. More than she knows, actually. Now we need to reload some torpedoes here. Let's get 2 guiding onto the correct target. We might actually view this one from the third person. You can't see much now. I did see that the messages in the comment section about showing more third person. It's deliberately set up so you can't see much now. And that's a wasted countermeasure. Boom. Pressed her out. So that's 2 of the escorts eliminated. 3 torpedoes to do it though, which is more than I would have liked. And 1 has acquired, looks like the Chilkin. Look at that spread of torpedoes. Let's actually pull in and do a slight direction change. In fact, let's dive down a little bit here at the moment. Get down to about 800. Nice. Go to 1,000. Shift north. We'll redeploy the towed array once we've changed positions. Any one of those could have given us a really, really, really bad day. That one possibly still can if we don't get out of here fast enough. And we're about to get an impact on the Chilkin. Looks like she's still alive. That's a really bad sign. If it's going to take 2 torpedoes on each of these ships, I can't sink them all. I simply do not have enough torpedoes. And the Sov is coming in, wondering exactly what happened to the rest of the escorts at this point as well. Alright, so reload next torpedo. Hold that depth. We're about 500 feet. I'm happy with that position for the moment. Nothing else appears to be able to tell where we are. So let's get the towed array back out. Let's shift course slightly north. That'll still, the towed array comes off the left-hand side plane. So heading straight north, it'll actually pull the cable away from the prop, so we're fine. Or the screw, rather. Now, set up the rest of our torpedoes and we'll get the next ones out. Once we are all leveled off and straight. Rudder's at 5 degrees, 4. Close enough for government work. Starboard side tube, 3, away. No point in being shy about it this time. These ones can't shoot back. So that's going to go for S1. That's our damaged Chilkin. Tube 2 away. And we're going to give that one just a second to make its way clear of our 688. They go. Third torpedo is ready. Another torpedo in the water. What's the SOV? 25 knots, it shouldn't be able to hear a goddamn thing. This torpedo. Oh no, 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 no. Is that changing depth? No, it's maintaining, but it's not changing depth. And I'm not getting an indication for dipping sonar in the water either, so... Still not good. We have a helicopter operating in the area. That's going to make life interesting. torps do we have left? 2 in storage and 2 in the tubes. So 6 including what we've got. What's the Sov's top speed? 33 knots. We won't be able to outrun her. If we run to flank, she's going to be able to follow, so we might have to deal with her. But we're not going to have enough torpedoes to deal with the rest. It would really help if she would sink. I might have to take a gamble that she's actually going to sink and send 3 off to deal with one of the others. At the very least, she's not going very far. What's she at? Current speed is 5 knots. A rowboat could get past her. Yeah, we might have to send 3 off. Tube 1.
Tube 1, aye sir.
2, 3, 4, 5. Tube head north. Or torpedo head north. Just to loop it around the front again. And then we'll send it off on its... Hello? Go. Send it off on its merry way as well, and then we might actually have to send tube 4 over here, or torpedo 4 over here, down to give the Sov a bad day. Just to convince it not to come in this general direction. That just might be something we have to do. So I'm going to get it to go all the way over here, because when the Sov detects this torpedo, I would really appreciate it if the Sov suddenly thought I was somewhere over here. And the Sov's helicopter also would think that I'm somewhere over here. That would be rather nice. This Chilkin is actually somewhere over here, I reckon. And I just saw a transient from the Sov. So the Sov has detected the torpedo we've just dropped. Moving the camera around like that is just simply so I'm picking up the sound from near our submarine rather than the surface noise. It makes it a little bit easier to hear. Right, 25 minutes left on that one. Torpedo 2 has acquired. So let's make this one run. I can hook one over to take out S1. Sierra 6 might escape. Sierra 6 might actually escape here. We've only got 2 torps left, so it depends on what happens next. Might have to let one tender go. I don't like the idea. Alright, so it's not there, it's over this one more.
Noisemaker bearing 138.
Alright, Sov has dropped noisemakers, so we'll make a quick adjustment to 4. Kazbek ate the torpedo and didn't sink. Mark 48s, actually this is a little surprising, Mark 48s should split these things in half. The amount of weight they have, they're designed to detonate under the keel and crack the spine of them, so these aren't working particularly well. Not as well as they should, at least. So what have we got in terms of weight? 22,000 tons for the Chilkin. 16,000. Alright, 4 has acquired.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
3 has acquired. 4 is tracking a countermeasure, so let's make an adjustment. Come on, 4, you know better than this. There we go. Pick up the SOV. These two are running almost on top of one another.
Noisemaker bearing 148.
Yeah, I might have to kill this Chilkin. Actually, I might have to kill the other Chilkin. Just put a torpedo in. Then I'm only going to be able to kill 2. This is annoying. Come on, where's the hit? Noisemaker threw it off last second. Alright, there's the impact on the SOV. And we got one of the Chilkins in a single hit. Alright, that helps. That helps a lot. Alright, so she's done, she's out, she's gonna sink. Shame that didn't happen with the SOV down here. Getting rid of her would have been really nice. Oh no, 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 no. What are you? Damn it, we've got a Sierra 8 in here as well. So one's going to have to go for the Chilkin. And that's it. We are out of torpedoes. These are our last 2. Hopefully, the SOV's turning in this direction as well. What's her current speed? She's still doing 11 knots, and she's in our baffles. Alright. Mission over glory. We have to take the ships that we were sent here for. So the Kazbek and the Chilkin are our primaries. I'm going to have to hope the damage that we did to the SOV was sufficient, that 11 knots is the best she can do. She's down to 7 at the moment. I'm just going to have to hope it's crippled her ability to actually fight me. Last 2 tubes in the water. Last 2 torps in the water. Targets a Kazbek and Chilkin. And I'll be activating Torp 1. As soon as it clears the wreck of, and that's a torpedo in the water. There's a submarine over here. Alright, so we cannot find this Chilkin for the life of us at the moment. It seems to have done a 180. We have managed to identify Sierra 8, however. It's a Kotlin that we missed. Somehow it was in amongst that group and we just can't pick it up. We do have to make an adjustment here. Looks like we're about to take out the Chilkin is gone, finally. The Kazbek is about to go. want to go active, but it'll give up the game. But it might give us some information on the Chilkin. I don't really have a choice at this point.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
Come on, find me the Chilkin. That's the one we want. We're running out of time on Torpedo 1.
Con sonar, switching to passive search.
Yeah. Nine minutes, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Alright, so we're going to find out how well these work, because these are all we have left at this point. We'll see whether or not they do actually work against surface ships, or whether or not this is a waste. Oh, I wish I could find this. Alright, so that just got updated, so that's something. But we should be detecting it. What's the signal at? It's only at 63, we're down to 5 minutes.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Maybe it's further down here than I thought. Cotland's heading in our direction. 330, alright, so we need to come up to at least 300.
Depth 3008, dive by.
Alright, so you gotta bring it all the way up to 300 feet before we can even launch one of these to see if this works. There's the Chilkin, alright. Wow, we were right off. We've got 2 minutes and 36 seconds to get this torpedo onto that target. Current depth, we should be fine.
Con, torpedo room, cannot fire inside minimum range.
Oh, really? Oh, no, that's not good. That is not good at all then. There is a minimum range. Ah, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I heard that explosion. What was that? That was the last torpedo going. Alright, so one is locked. There's no way known it's not going to hit the Chilkin. And they know where we are, and they're inside a minimum range with the one weapon we have left that we don't know whether or not it'll even work. This is going to be fun. Yeah, I trust that's going to take it out. It has to. Let's go to 1500.
Depth 15008, dive by.
Rather than a tail shot, I'm going to try and take manual control here. Actually, it looks like it's going to hit in the 4 anyway. Damn it! Not enough to sink her. Our last target survives due to lack of torpedoes. Alright, so now the real fun begins, because we are out of torpedoes. Actually, no. Reload that tube with a Moss. We're going to need that. Reload that one with a Moss as well. We're going to need these just to escape. Because both solved because we went pinged on active sonar before to try and locate the Chilkin. Both of these know exactly where we are, so we need to give them 3 targets to chase so they can't work out which one we actually are. Come on, reload faster. We're getting down under 1,000.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Alright.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Show tube 1.
One away. Now let's make that one run for the surface.
Show tube 3. Aye, sir.
Which one's real? And where?
Come right.
We're going to go that way and go to 20 knots.
Turns 2, 0, none. Maneuvering on.
1,500 will do.
1,500 feet. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing. Con maneuvering, making turns 4, 2, 0. Make turns 3, 0, none. Maneuvering on.
Increasing 30. There's the Kotlin. All the way up there on the surface hunting for us. I don't think those explosions are anything in particularly nice there. I reckon she's probably dropping rocket-propelled depth charges onto one of the Mosses at this point. If I had to make a guess, I'd say it's probably this one, since it's the first one she'd actually be able to hear. Oh no, she thinks that's a torpedo. Oh, that's cute. Run! Alright, so I'm going to do a little time acceleration here. Hopefully this will fool them enough for me to actually get outside of minimum range, and maybe we can try and shoot something back. Alright. So, depth is set. Oh, so close. We can just get shots on her here. The Sov sunk. That's what the explosion was. The Sov actually went down. And it looks like the Chilcon did sink as well. So the Kotlin is the last thing we've got left. So now these should land and go active right at this point. Let's give her a minefield. 2 away. Now the way these work is they go straight up, they go supersonic towards the target, then they basically dive towards the water, and when they dive, they release a pod that's held internally inside of the missile. So speaking of which, now we've got 2 of those away, we should probably go back to at least 1,200, and we want to get out of here. So these should hit the water, and when they do, the pod that drops out of them should release a miniature torpedo. These were technically for an 84 campaign, which we're playing. These are too new. I think these were like 86. But the Sea Lance project had been replaced by something else by the 90s. So they only ran for a small period of time. Looks like one may have just impacted here. There's another flash there. There we go. That's one. Now, will they pick up a surface ship? Not quite where I aimed them, but close enough. And no. They're even ignoring the countermeasures drawn by the Kotlin. The Kotlin's not ignoring them. Where are they? There it is, they're just doing circles. they have picked up the countermeasure. Maybe it takes a couple of... Oops, maybe it takes a couple of circuits for these to actually activate. The question is, will they actually be able to track the Kotlin? Probably not. Oh well, doesn't matter. Let's retract and disappear. 30 knots. Pull the towed array in, and yeah, it's time for us to disappear, and hopefully Kotlin will have other things to worry about that isn't us. One escort is going to survive, unfortunately.
Come left to 090 Helm I.
Although we are still getting pings, and she is still deploying countermeasures. And at least one of them did go off this way.
Con Helm, steady course.
But yeah, the idea of the Sea Lance missile was to give submarines a long-range...
No reloads available.
That's it. A long-range standoff capability against other submarines that have been detected. The bit that was really nasty about these was if they were launched from a position where the submarine was able to hide the sound of the launch, the target submarine wouldn't actually be aware it was under attack until the pod containing the torpedo actually impacted the surface. So a submarine could fire a shot and it had no way of knowing, if it had accurate information on where the target was, exactly where the enemy Soviet submarine was, the Soviet submarine would have no idea what was happening until the torpedo landed on top of it.
Contact 08, last bearing 2
Yep.
1. Contact is in the baffles.
And she's not dead, she's just in the baffles.
Con,
But
maneuvering,
at the very least, these torpedoes are keeping her very well occupied while we exit stage right. So we're going to get out over here, hopefully
Helm I.
without any more issues. Alright, so it took us a few minutes to actually be able to escape there, but it looks like, yes, the Solve sunk, we got the cannon, the Kotlin managed to escape, we got the Zazbek, 3 Chilkins, and the Krista. So 104,110 tons. And all we've got left is 2 Sea Lance and 1 Moss. So we, one way or another, we're going back to base and grabbing some supplies here. Excellent results. Continue the mission. Seriously, 2 fleets with supply ships, and you're telling me that wasn't the target? We're getting awards out the arse. We actually haven't completed our mission yet, and we now have to run... So that one there, the third one, has to be the one... We've got to go back to Holy Lock and grab torpedoes just so we can have a chance to get back in and actually take out our target. We're probably going to miss it too. God, how many supply ships do they want us to sink? Alright, so... USS Philadelphia, SSN 690. Days at war, 4? 4, and we've already run out of stores. God, it's been busy. So other warships sunk, 6. No capital ships yet. 2 submarines, 7 merchants for 15 total. So far our total tonnage is 150,000 tons, 100,000 of which was in just that last mission. The result of patrolling, your old ship stays, the ship is safe, crew well protected, Okay. So, apparently, yeah, just good, but we still haven't done the mission yet. Anyways, it is time to get us resupplied and rearmed and then get back out there and hopefully catch this ship, or this fleet, before it sails off again. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. Until next time, remember to click that like button if you did, share and subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, take care.